Guys, this is Eden from EdenFree.com, and today I'm going to show you about Board Booster and how you add your group boards to the scheduling tool. So I'm just going to go back to the homepage so you can kind of see how to navigate. So here's the homepage for Board Booster. You're going to click on Pinning Tools and then Scheduler. And you can see that I already have Board Booster pretty much set up the way I'd like it to be, but I do have one board that I need to add, so I'm going to use that as an example for you. So what I'm going to do is click on Add Boards, and then the board that I want to add is actually not showing up here right now, so I'm going to click Refresh. It might take a little bit to load. Sometimes Board Booster takes a few seconds, which is okay. The great thing about Board Booster is that it is connected to your Pinterest account, so it can scan all of your new boards and it controls all the scheduling, so it actually takes out a lot of the manual processing. So we'll just give this a minute. Show you what board I'm going to try and add this group board to Board Booster right now, so that's what we're waiting for. Now when this loads, we'll be able to see Mom to Mompreneur, which is Elna Kane's group board. We'll be able to see that pop up right here. Let's see. Just trying to see if there's any other group boards I can also add in the meantime, but I think they're all here. Okay. Perfect. So it's loaded. Now all we do is click on this check mark. One thing I'll note that while you're here is you can see this is the sign for a group board. This is also a group board. I'm not adding this for a specific reason, but that's not important right now. The food and random, they're just example boards that are not group boards. They're my personal boards that I personally pin to. So now that we have that checked, we're going to click continue. So here's where you just add some certain settings. I keep this at multiple pins per day, basic. Now if you're just starting out and you're not very familiar with Pinterest, I would recommend that you keep the number of pins you're pinning to a certain group board per day to a minimum. I know this board and I'm more familiar with Pinterest now, so I'm going to click 3 pins per day. I keep this from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sometimes this might auto-populate to be 8 p.m. I always switch it to be 10 p.m. People are active on Pinterest at nighttime too, so I'd like to continue my pinning through that time frame. Then you click submit, and now you're going to see it auto-populate. That loaded really quickly. So here we go. Mom to Mompreneur. It is already added here, and we're just going to click in and make some adjustments. So click on that gear. Now what you're going to do, all this stuff is the settings that you already configured, but I want you to click on Advanced Settings and follow my lead here. Now pin selection method, oldest to newest means that Board Booster will pull the oldest pins from your board and pin in chronological order. I like to pin newest to oldest, and the reason why I do that is because let's say I have 5 pins on my board that Board Booster is pulling from. Let's say I publish a new blog post and I really want to get some publicity out for that blog post and I want to get some pins out there. If I had oldest to newest, there's a chance that even though I pinned that new blog post pinned to Board Booster, to the secret board, there's a chance that Board Booster won't pin it that day if I don't have this setting checked. Now if I have newest to oldest, all of the pins as I pin them, they'll go newest to oldest chronological order. So I like to click that, and then when a pin is published, we don't want to remove it from the source board. We want to keep it on the source board so that it continues floating through a cycle. And then when all pins are published, we want to click Start Over. So let's say I pin 20 pins to the secret board that Board Booster uses. We don't want those pins to just disappear from the source board once they're saved to group board. So you want them to stay there so that they keep getting pinned to these specific boards. Now, once that's all set, we click Save. So now I'm going to show you what happens. So now that there's pin scheduling for the board Mom to Mompreneur, there's actually a secret board. And I'll go to my Pinterest account so you can see. There should be a secret board here. Let's see if we can find it. These are all secret boards. Let's see. My eyes are really bad, so oh, I found it. Okay, cool. So this is a secret board. So anytime I want to pin something to Pinterest on this board, on the group board, I'll pin it here. Now the reason we want to pin it to the secret board is this. Let's say we have 10 pins that that would fit in this group board. We don't want to spam the board with 10 pins that day. If I were to publish pins to the public board right away, I need to follow the group board rules. And I know that Elna has a rule of 5 pins per day. So even if I wanted to add 10 pins, I want to make sure that I follow the group board rules and I only pin 5 per day. So that's why you pin to a secret board, and Board Booster will follow the rules you set. So even if I add 10 pins here, my configuration for this was only 3 pins per day. So I can put 10 pins to the secret board, but Board Booster will only publish 3 pins per day according to the rules that I set. So that's the value of having a secret board. Let's see if there's anything else I forgot. Another thing is if you automatically wanted to source from other boards and have them published to this group board, like there's a lot of value in pinning other people's content on group boards. So you could do that too, and you can do, like, let's say I wanted to do mompreneur. I don't even know if I'm spelling that right. Mompreneur as a keyword. Board Booster will actually search for these keywords and they'll pin things that match your criteria to that board. Now just keep in mind that you actually pay for everything, like every pin that you publish on Board Booster, you have to pay for it. So I don't usually use the pin sourcing features. I do for some boards, but I usually don't do that for group boards. But I'll leave that up to your discretion. So that is the high level of how to pin to a group board. I'll just show you some other quick things. Here you can actually see some quick stats. So you can see that this is what I configured to pin 3 times per day. The green check mark means that everything is all set, that there's enough pins, that it's working properly. Here is the repin rate. So on average, there's a 0.3 repin rate. And here's how many followers are actually following the board right now. And with that, we'll end this video. Thanks, guys.